I'm not going to change my mind about this. I'm not picking up any cities or technology. Massive life form readings, though. There's something alive down there. Oh, welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. I'm here flying my X-Wing, and the reason why is I wanted to talk about this, my X-Wing helmet. This thing has appeared in quite a few videos, and it's it's getting a little long in the tooth, and I thought, well, now is the best time to actually showcase it, because I think I need to do some repairs on it, but we'll discuss those later. I've always loved the X-Wing helmet, and to actually own one was such a great opportunity. It was in the late 80s. I stumbled across Marco Enterprises. They had a catalog back then of all kinds of Star Trek and Star Wars props that they would make for not a completely unreasonable price tag. I've actually already shown my Luke Skywalker blaster. Same thing, the blaster and holster, those are from Marco Enterprises. And when I saw that they had the X-Wing helmet in their catalog, I was like, oh yeah, come on, I gotta get that. To have the X-Wing helmet is so cool. It's just like, as a Luke Skywalker fan, that is the thing to own, right? So I got it and shipped it hither and yon in my many moves. And I remember once it was sitting on a bookshelf, and a friend of mine had his son-in-law come in, and the kid took one look. He's like, "You've got an X-Wing helmet, man." I was like, "Oh yeah, oh I'm hardcore, trust me." So this is, like I say, it's from Marco Enterprises. It's really, really good, but it needed to be modified when I first got it, and now it needs to be modified again. Let me pop it off here. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, it's a very decent amount of plastic, reasonably durable and all that kind of stuff. It did not have the interior lining. When I got it, I actually grabbed some speaker styrofoam stuff and I actually glued it in place, so that's why it's actually got that nice padding. It was just an empty shell of a piece of plastic back then. Did have a little ring at the top. I'll see if I can angle it. Yeah, so it had that ring up there and nothing on the sides. I added the bits on the sides. It had some of the stickers that you currently see, and as you can see, they are very, very worse for wear. But it had the side little stripy bits. It had, I think that was it, come to think of it. I added this little caution thing. I added the Rebel insignia. It's not a Starbird, it's a Rebel insignia. Added the little red bits here, and including the stripe, I added that too. These were all not included in the Marco Enterprises catalog or pieces, but you know what? It was, I want to say, a couple of $100 in 1988, which at that time was very expensive because I didn't have that much in the way of spare cash. But I was just like, no, there are certain things, the Luke blaster and an X-Wing pilot helmet, I will fork over the extra cash. In addition to the helmet, it actually has this, the what's this called? The utility thing that hangs off the chest of the Rebel pilots. It has that too, including the ability to plug a battery in here and press the button and a light will come on. I'm not going to do that right now, but it has that option. It does have the ability for the yellow goggles here to be slid up and down. I don't know if I can do that very easily here in the confines of the X-Wing cockpit. I won't try. And the little mouthpiece, which I think it had a tendency to come loose, so I think I've glued that in place. And unfortunately it's a little high. You'll notice it always seems like it's picking my nose. Oh well. A really, really nice design, decent quality plastic. I was a little surprised, and yet having watched Empire Strikes Back a few times in my life, this didn't come as that big of a surprise. The rear of the helmet rides up really high. Again, you can see that the tape is coming loose. I'll fix that in a bit. But yeah, the back of the helmet rides up really high, like it's way up back here, which in the case of if you've got an Empire Strikes Back puffy Hoth jacket, that's fine because the collar at least goes up to the back of that thing. But I remember thinking to myself, God, that's up really, really high. And some people have commented whenever I've worn this, isn't the back of that kind of inaccurate? No, that is the way it was in the film. If you look at the rebels that are surrounding Leia and Hoth, you can see the back of their helmets are pretty high up the back of their neck. This helmet is actually based on a real one that the US military uses, the APH-6B, I think. Anyway, this helmet. And I think they also go way up at the back, so that is totally accurate. So yeah, a really, really cool helmet. I love having it. But as I say, there are certain problems. So these little Rebel insignia did not come with it, and as you can see, yeah, you can see right there, I've got bits of, I basically printed these out and I stuck them on with tape, and they're peeling off after all the years. Like this is, since 1990. This is a 35-year-old helmet. Oh my god. You can't really make it out in the footage here, but it is slightly yellowing. However, I love the dang thing, and when I went to Fan Expo and I met Carrie Fisher, there was a guy in the crowd who was also wearing an X-Wing outfit, and he walked up to me. He's like, "Dude, where'd you get the lid?" And I was like, "It's a Marco Enterprises one." He's like, "I have no idea who that is," but he was very suitably impressed. Can't remember what his looked like, but it was not a bad little helmet. This thing though, fantastic for the time, very decent quality. Yes, you can get nicer ones now that are more screen accurate and stuff, but these didn't exist back in the late 80s, early 90s. You had to go somewhere third party like Marco Enterprises. Don't think they're around anymore, or if they are a seller on eBay. When I talked about my blaster, I did find some current information about Marco Enterprises back then and how they were actually a seller on eBay that, I don't know, they probably ran into a few licensing problems, because it wasn't just Star Wars, it was Star Trek, it was V, it was Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers, you name it. They were making props for all that stuff, and I doubt they were paying a license for it. Certainly not at the price tag they were demanding for stuff like that. So, but I really, really love it, and I love wearing it, and I just thought I would share it. Now, there will probably be a follow-up video where I'm actually going to try and fix up these stickers and decals, because it really badly needs a facelift, a head lift. But we'll do that at another time. For now, I've got to land here on this planet called Dagobah. No idea what that's going to be like. I guess we'll soon find out. Until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.